Hello, I'm Ana Ivanovic and this is my story.
Could you put some mic, please? Some mic. Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about how you got involved in the game?
Yes, from the early age I never played with dolls. I always carried some rackets or balls around, and then when I was 5 I really liked Monica Seles. I watched tennis all the time on TV, and she was from Serbia, so they showed a lot of her matches, and then I saw a commercial for a tennis school and I forced my parents to sign me in. So for a 5th birthday my father brought me a small tennis racket, and a month later I started playing tennis.
It wasn't always easy though, because I've heard at first you had problems finding a place to practice, and you even had to practice in an empty swimming pool, right?
Yes, it's hard to imagine, isn't it?
It is, with a net or without a net?
With a net.
With a net,
yes.
okay.
But yes, I started in the tennis club, which was really far away from home, and then I moved to this club, which was closer, and it was in the swimming pool. They emptied the Olympic swimming pool, and they put carpet inside and placed 2 single courts in there. But because the wall was so close, we couldn't really play cross, so it was a little bit hard practicing. But I guess we didn't know for better, so we appreciate what we had, because there was not many indoor courts in Serbia at all. But now I hope it will change. But actually kids are still practicing there.
They are?
They are, it still exists.
Well, now you have to name that swimming pool maybe the Ana Ivanovic swimming pool one day, and then it will be famous for that.
Maybe. Actually also Tipsarevic, came from same club, so he practiced there as well.
How did it all start, and how did you spot Anna first, and how did you two get together?
It started a few years ago, actually around 4 or 5 years ago. I was playing tennis in Switzerland, not professional and not really good, but I played tennis, and the guy that was actually coaching me, training me, was a Serb. So one day he came up to me and said, Dan, you know, I know you're doing some stuff, because I have a company called Juice Plus, so I'm in nutrition business. So this guy came to me and said, Dan, you know, there's a little girl. I mean, she was not little, there is a tall girl, but a young girl.
How old was she at the time?
I think she was end of 13.
Okay.
And she's not bad in juniors, and you know, and her management group or a manager just went bankruptcy. And like the parents, they don't have enough money to support her. So would you step in? Would you help? You know, for me it was actually a normal thing, because I was investing in companies, I was, you know, having share of some other stuff, but I thought like it would be exciting, it would be a great challenge to work with a human, to do something, you know, not a product or a company, but to work with somebody that is alive, and with a business that is very alive. So it was actually, I just wanted to meet them and find out if I can do it.
Yeah, but it's hard, because if someone comes out pretty much out of the blue and says, look, I've got someone that you should have a look at and you should invest money in,
yeah.
I mean, that's a risk. You're taking a risk because you don't know.
Oh yeah, I was totally naive. And you know, looking back now 4 or 5 years, I was totally naive. But at that time, I didn't think about that. You know, I just thought, let me meet this girl, let me meet the parents, and you know, I was used to help some sport people, not with money, but with products, with the product I was selling. So I was used to that. You know, I had some relationship to other managers. I was a little bit involved in Sven Hallenwald and Nick Heidfeld Formula One. So it was not totally new to me. But I mean, it was like, you know, I know managers that you know, they have 20 players and nobody's in top 10. So looking back, I was very naive, and everything went well, but I couldn't tell then. So for me, it was just, let's have fun, let's do something risky, and let's see if it works or not.
You've been associated now with Anna, trying to make her one of the top players in the world. How tough is it to keep her motivated and to keep her on top of her game?
Well, obviously now, since she's reached a Grand Slam final, that was always her motivation, and I think even more now that she has tasted the feeling of getting into a final, I think her motivation is even more there. So from my side, I just support her and try to keep her focused and think about the big picture.
I know her since I think we were 5 years old. We were the same age, so her father went with my uncle together in the school, so that's how we met each other. But we were really young, 4 or 5 years old, and we basically started at the same age to play tennis in the same city in Belgrade. But didn't play together. She played in another tennis club, but we grown up together basically, you know, on the tournaments, under 10, under 12, under 14. back in Serbia or in Europe. And she's a fantastic person, fantastic girl, and she's very talented. And as you can see now, she's playing very good. She has a great season. She reached the top 10, so I think she has a big potential to be the best player.
I definitely thought for the last couple of years that she really has some great weapons in her game and that she has some great possibilities. Now, everything has to come together at some point to break through, and she did it, and she's done a great job in the French Open, and learned maybe a little bit of a hard lesson in the final, but definitely think that it could help her at some point in her career to face these difficult moments that you have to face sometime in a career. And but she's definitely one of the best players coming up.